It's wild, it's twisted. Headlines hitting like a slap and you missed it. It's madness, I'm tapped out, live on the scene and I can't find my way out.
And welcome back to another wonderful episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Liz, and I'm with Dom, aka Jesus. And if it's time listening, hit that like and subscribe. I always like having more. How you doing, Jesus?
Good. So it's the new year. We're ready to jump into some of these news stories. It's gonna be a new format for the year. Look forward to that. But yeah, let's last year this story we missed a couple of weird and interesting stories that we missed. So we're gonna be trying to catch up on some of that and some more recent ones. But we'll see. So let's begin.
The story comes out of Miami, where a woman was found dead inside a walk-in freezer at a retail store. A sentence that already raises more questions than it answers. What initially sounded like a tragic accident quickly turned into a case filled with surveillance footage, missing explanations, only demanding to know how someone could just disappear and die inside a place open to the public.
Damn, that is crazy. Just knowing that there's so much already into the story. So
Right.
diving into it. So back in late 2025, Helen Garay Sanchez, a mother of two, was found deceased inside a walk-in freezer at a Dollar Tree located in Little Havana, Miami. According to police, the store surveillance footage said Sanchez entered the store during normal business hours. Video shows her moving through the store, approaching the freezers area just minutes before her death. At some point, she entered the walk-in freezer and a restricted employee area and was later found dead inside.
Authorities have described the surveillance footage as key evidence, but have not released full details explaining how or why she entered the freezer, how long she was inside, or why no one noticed her absence for an extended period of time.
Walk-in freezers are typically equipped with internal safety release mechanisms designed to allow someone trapped inside to exit. It remains unclear whether that mechanism was functioning properly at the time, whether it was obstructed, or whether the store staff performed required safety checks during their shifts.
The cause of death has not been publicly finalized, though exposure-related factors are being investigated. Police have stated there are no immediate signs of foul play, but the lack of clarity surrounding the circumstances have fueled public concern.
So, at the moment, Sanchez's family has publicly criticized both law enforcement and Dollar Tree, stating they have received little communications and few concrete answers. They argue the basic safety procedures should have prevented the situation entirely, or at the very least led to her being found sooner.
Media coverage has varied widely. Local outlets have focused on unanswered questions and procedural gaps, while national and tabloid coverage have leaned into shock and the horror of the discovery itself. As for now, investigations remain ongoing and the family continues to push for accountability and transparency.
Oof. Frozen to death. That is scary.
1,000 Ways to Die is one of them, right?
Yes. Look, so one of the first obvious question is, how does a customer gain access to an employee-only freezer? That is...
I don't know. That makes no sense to me.
So that's one of the things. It's like there's a lot, and we're only given so much information as far as the articles we have looked into, and it all points to like a lot of security footage, seeing this individual go to the back and going into this area. And you and I both have been in walk-in freezers. For a second, I thought they were talking about they were stuck in just like the cooler area freezer, and they were like that, like the Simpsons episode. But no, an actual giant walk-in freezer. And it is one of those moments where it's a scary thought to be locked in one of those. Actually, at one moment, at one time, I thought I was stuck in there for an extended period of time because those things get cold fast.
Oh, yes, they do.
Which they should, right? They're meant to keep frozen goods at a freezing temperature, and I can only imagine a Florida individual in a Florida outfit inside a walk-in freezer. What are your
Not your odds of a good survival, but I don't understand how signs I know in specific areas of like very and cultural ethnicities differences would have different like, hey, do not go beyond this. This is not, this is employee only. Can't, they have it in different languages, right? They have it in to kind of count for the local.
Well, I think in general, most people understand. Don't go to the back room. You don't belong there.
Oh yeah, but it didn't stop people. It hasn't stopped people in like ever. It's happened in their own, little store once upon a time, and I bet it still happens. I mean, people are like, I can't find anybody. I'm gonna walk the back. We've heard this story before, where somebody walked into the back of the store, going, where is anybody?
True.
So I don't know. It's frustrating on so many levels. I feel sorry for the family, but it makes me wonder what was the person thinking? What was Sanchez
what was that,
thinking?
Brendan? Then on the other side of the coin, it took some time because you're not gonna freeze to death immediately. It's gonna take some time. So, and this was during store hours, right? They were open. How long does it take someone to walk into the freezers at any point of the day, right?
I would think somebody would be going back there at some point to stock something or check for stock. You know what I
Or put
mean?
away
At
stock. Yep.
some point during the day, like, and even like at night, oh, I gotta go restock this because it's the end of the shift. You would find somebody, but
That amount of time to for someone, given we don't know how much time we don't know how much time it would take, but actually, it's how much time do you think it would take for someone to freeze to death at a cooler?
depends. I think it's 12 hours. I think, depending on clothing and
Let's say
variable
light
things,
closing
but I
because
don't think she
light
was in.
closing because she was in Florida.
Yeah. Okay, maybe 4 to 6 hours. I don't know. I don't know. 8? I don't know.
Then the other thing is we know that those things do have mechanisms that can open in case you get
Oh
stuck.
yeah.
Like, what was wrong with that?
I always left those doors just slightly ajar because I always fear those door mechanisms will fail. I know they probably kept up on them, but like my whole mentality was they're gonna close it on me and I'm gonna be stuck, or the doorknob's not gonna work.
No, true. I would say this home free in a walking. If they're wearing light clothing.
And the
All right.
answer is
Answer
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah, it also takes like body measurements, everything, but on average, it's looking like the time of death in a walk-in freezer depends hugely on the freezer temperature. Yeah. But a typical walk-in freezer, often between 0 to negative 18 Celsius, sometimes colder. A person in light clothing who can't get out. Oh wow, minutes. It says
Really?
yes. Oh no. Okay, this is kind of like the. What the heck? Damn. The information is gone because it's considered information where it's thinking its base to okay, because yeah, it thought it was considering it was part of like it was gonna unalive yourself, so it wouldn't give me the answer. But,
So
yeah. So
like, I'm not.
no, if you want, okay. So a typical freezer, someone in light closings could become impaired within 30 minutes to 120 minutes. Death can become possible over several hours, depending on the temperature, airflow, all the conditions, stuff like that. The cold doesn't kill you first, but the humidity hits your brain first.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
hyperthermia, yeah. So it would take a little. It would take depending on the closing and everything, take a bit, at least an hour or more, but under about an hour or two. And once you're confused
Oh,
and
wow.
weak, getting yourself out may become harder. Yeah, people here walk in freezers and think instant, but the scarier part is the cold can take away your ability to function first. In commercial freezers, someone in light clothing can lose coordination and clear thinking within an hour or two. Yeah, because you're just kind of panicking, right? And once you're confused and or weak, getting yourself out becomes less harder. And then probably she was panicking, and then probably so I would say 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. Why was no one back there at that point?
Yeah. Why didn't anybody notice? But then again, they're understaffed,
There's
right?
what?
Most places are understaffed. Or I've walked into a handful of dollar stores of some sort, whether that be Dollar Tree or dollar store, whatever it is, and there'll only be like 2 or 3 employees, maybe. If you get lucky, you got a fourth one. So they're very light on hands. So I don't think they can do their observations as well as we would like to say. You got people at the registers, and then you get a line. Well, the person who is stocking has to go back up there. It's a back and forth shenanigan. So
True. And I think as far as the story goes, so sadly someone lost their life.
yeah.
But there's a lot of layers of failure that requires for this to happen. But what is it? Is it human, procedural, corporate? It's all happening here. Is it like the individual's fault for going in there? Is it the company, the employees' fault when not checking, or is it corporate? There's a lot to the story, but at the end of the day, it's such a tragic story that honestly could have been avoided overall if a couple things didn't happen. Like one person like not even go to the back, or someone checking the stock, or if it was a failed mechanism proper, but we don't know, that's speculation. But yeah, that is wild to hear that such a thing happened last year. And
Right. It's just sad. It's really sad, especially since the holidays are approaching and all that. And now you have one less person that we at your table. But also in general, it makes you wonder what was going on in that person's mind. Why would they even think to go back there? Like personally, yeah, it says not to go in there unless you're in like a what do you call that, cash and carry. You walk in there and you have to go into the freezers, right? Or
yeah,
the big fridges.
so,
But they again, mechanisms, there are all sorts of mechanisms, and they have, like, signs pointing, "Hey,"
so
I mean, I don't know.
at its core, this story isn't just about one horrific death. It's about the systems that assume nothing will go wrong until it does. And when it does, the answers are slow, the responsibilities is blurry, and the people left behind are the ones forced to ask the question no one else wants to answer. So that goes for this topic, this portion of the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, don't forget to follow. All right, so thanks again for listening or watching. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, going with KB, surge to 11 with a block in the 95. Clear the night, we out, going with go. Yo, we got bees in the street, secrets on the block, this is jail TCP. Live talking cover, cool block, the command with the mic and a bulletproof vest. Reporting live from a scene that's a hot mess.